Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Practice the Podcast, where we fuse research and culture. I'm your host, Coach Rees. But today I am not alone. I am when I say excited, I mean like real life excited to be in this space with this special human being. She's Alex to me, but I'm going to introduce her to y'all as Alexandria Ali, the 24K queen, mother, entrepreneur, hooper, goddess, like light, all the above. So, Alex, welcome to the stage. Thank you for being here. Thank you for creating the time. Let's get into it. My first thought is like, tell the people who you are beyond my intro.
Oh my gosh, this not talking about myself. Dang, that was your job. But like you said, highlighting mother first and foremost, entrepreneur, businesswoman, a friend. I'm here. I mean, I'm not really good at talking about myself, so it's like, I live in Atlanta, and I have my brand. It's called the 24K Queen, which I highlight. It's a beauty brand, but we're so much more too. Like I want to be able to showcase like, hey, you can be naturally beautiful and enhance it, and like have fun, play around, let your hair down a little bit, but not do too much. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a little bit of what I do behind the scenes. But yeah, the 24K Queen is my brand, and I have some lovely queens under it. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my job, and I'm gonna pull it out of you.
Thank you. Everybody has to do that.
I got you. I'm gonna pull it out. So tell us, like, I will. I got you because you're multi things. Like you're many things, which I think a lot of us are, but not a lot of people know how to be multiple things, right? Like multi-talented, multifaceted. Like we're all blessed with gifts, but not everybody knows how to really like bring them to the surface. And you are somebody who is, I think, mastered being able to bring them to the surface. So we're gonna go all the way back down to the root. Tell us, like, yes, you're the 24K queen now, but like, who were you 15 years ago, and how did you get to where you're at now?
15 years ago, I was what? I'm not going to say my age, but 15 years ago, wow. I mean, I wasn't a mother yet. I was in college. I played basketball all my life. You already know, we competed a lot. AAU, high school. Did we play in college? Did we play against each other in college? No, we didn't. Okay. So majority of my life, it was highlighted around basketball. Like basketball was my life. It was my love. It was everything. It was the only thing I was focused on. Right. And then I went off to college, played ball, had a full ride, and I ended up not playing my last year. I ended up studying abroad. I studied in Portugal. So I was in a relationship at the time, and he played overseas, and I ended up studying overseas. And then the reason why I quit playing basketball is because I ended up pregnant with my oldest daughter. And I was like, okay, I'm not about to stop playing or stop being in college. Like, we have to push forward. You have to graduate. You have to, there's no breaks, right? Like, you brought this upon yourself, like, get out there, finish what you started. And get to going. So I maneuvered and was pregnant in a relationship. I was like, okay, let's go study abroad. Let's do that. Let's experience that right now while you can. Then I had my daughter, and then that relationship didn't work out. And I just started really like looking at life differently. Like after becoming a mother, it changes your life, right? A lot of people say, your life ends and, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, it really doesn't. Your life begins, right? You just have to change your perspective. So that's what I did. It was like, okay, I have another person. So what else can I do? Because obviously basketball is not about to pay me. So I went to school to be, for business and to embark on that journey. So I started doing that, and just little things here and there. I never started my own business. I was, 9 to 5, regular jobs. I was also like heavy in the legal field for so long. Like my main focus was to go to law school. Of course, become an attorney. I had like this strong passion of being a juvenile defense attorney for so long. It was between that and being a journalist. Like I wanted to travel to Egypt and travel to like Africa and all of these places and write about it, because that's also my other passion, right? Is writing. But that didn't work out. So I'm like, okay, you're going to be an attorney. Then you're good at that. So then years go by, I'm in Seattle, and I got accepted to USC in California. Yeah. And I moved out to LA. I was accepted in USC. I started that program, and I ended up in another relationship. This was maybe 4 years later after leaving Seattle. It was like 4 or 5 years later. And I ended up in a relationship, and I ended up having my other daughter, my youngest daughter. Transparently, it wasn't aligned with my journey to continue at USC. Financially, let's just be real. USC is expensive, okay? And it was all coming out of my pockets. So that stopped. So I'm in LA. I'm a single mother. At the time I was in a relationship, but he was a musician. So you know how that goes. We don't have to even touch on that, but that happened. And then years go by in LA. I'm still heavily in the legal field. I'm working my way up because I'm still focused on going to law school. I started my apprenticeship out there. And what that is basically you work under an attorney for a certain amount of years, and you bypass law school and you go take the bar exam. So that's what I was doing. So I found that avenue, and I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I was heavily into like the family law practice, and then things, happened with my partner at the time with music and all of that. And I was being a supportive partner. He wanted to move to Atlanta and like start his solo career and all of that good stuff. And, I supported it. And at that time, I also took interest in real estate. And so when I seen my journey kind of transitioning into really getting into my major of being a businesswoman and, emphasis on real estate, because I've always been interested in real estate since I was like 15. I was like, okay, I can support that, because at the time it was like 2016, 2017, the market in Atlanta was beautiful. So we moved out here close to the end of 2017, and I was still in the legal field, but I started really getting into the real estate field and investing and, kind of keeping my eyes on the market and studying it real differently than when I was in Los Angeles. So that's how I ended up in Atlanta. I'm currently a single mother. I am a homeowner now. Like I own a townhome. I'm working on owning, my first duplex. So that's in the works. And to just highlight like me wanting to be a journalist, I have started already writing my first piece to publish. The goal is to have it published by my birthday in July of this year. So that's just, a mouthful of, who I am, what I've been through, kind of just kind of like surface level of my backstory.
We just gonna pause for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Truly, I do.
Like real rap, right? Like
real rap. Like I haven't told that story. Like truthfully, I haven't highlighted that timeline in I don't know how long. I haven't had a conversation about this is where you were, this is where you are. Like be proud of yourself, or like, big up. Like it took a lot. I've been single for 3.5 years. Like, I'm really doing this on my own and with no complaints at all. You know, like, I want it to look effortless, because to me, it's normal. It is effortless. This is what I'm supposed to do. You know, regardless if I had kids with this person or whatever the case may be, like, they're still here. Like, they still need to be cared for regardless. So I'm always looking for ways that I can make it better, or my main focus is teaching them what I'm doing. Like, I'm teaching them, hey, generational wealth is at the forefront of my mind. So when you see me coming home from my 9 to 5, you know, coming here, taking clients for my business, I need you guys to understand why I'm doing that. It's not because I'm not present. It's not because I don't want to give you my time, or, you know, single mothers get burnt out. It's a real thing. But for me and my girls, we have such a tight bond to where I'm able to have those real conversations and let them know, like, you see what's going on. You understand what it is. And the beautiful thing about it is my girls are so forward, and because I keep it completely 100% real with them and transparent, they're like, you know, they come home, they're like, I know what I need to do. Mommy got a client coming through at 6 p.m. That means we have to be showered. We got to be ate. We got to be chilling so she can take this client in peace. And then when she's done, we already know she's going to come upstairs. She's going to love on us. She's going to pray with us. She's going to tuck us in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just life. Like, that's all I can, when I think about it, it's just all I can say is, like, this is life, and it's beautiful, and you make the most of it. You do what you got to do.
Word. Absolutely. But one thing, though, or a couple things, right? You said effortless.
Effortless.
But what you just mentioned takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot. It does. It does. It takes a lot of everything. Every emotion you can think of, it takes that every day. But
absolutely,
when you're in it and when you're dedicated to it, you don't think like that. This is what you're supposed to do. This is your purpose. This is what God said, okay, you chose that route, take it. And what are you going to do with it? You gonna fold? No. Well, I'm going to cry about it? No, I'm going to get up every day, do what I got to do, because I have 2 little girls sitting here like, oh, my mom she's a superhuman. Every day my girls are like, Mommy, you're such a goddess. You're such a superhero. You know, and like those, it's the little things. And it's like, that right there is the fuel to everything that I have going on. So why would I complain, or why would I sit here and act like it's not effortless? It is. It is. It has to be.
Okay, so here's my thought now. So the woman, the single mom, the parent who is like, Alex, like, I want to be like, I want to develop, because what you're talking about is mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're talking about mindset, you're talking about energy. I'm listening to you, and I know that you are nip heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got nip flowing through what you're talking about right now. You're talking about that dedication. Actually, on my last episode, I did I talked about how there's an interview and a song with Perfect 10 in Nip. And he talked about, like, I went through every emotion. Mm-hmm. Like, I went through every single emotion. And that's why it's called the marathon, is because, like, I didn't quit. That's the whole point. Right. And that's developing the marathon mindset, is not quitting, but quitting is an option. It is. A lot of people, people say quitting's not an option, but it is. Everybody, I believe there's a certain level of choices that everybody has at some point in time. Right. And so you are choosing to wake up and be a mom every day. Absolutely. You're choosing to wake up and be present. And a lot of cats don't choose, right? Number one, if the choice comes in, where if there wasn't a choice, we wouldn't have the foster care system, adoption, all those other things, right? So being a parent is a choice. Being an active parent is a choice. Being a present parent is a choice. It's a choice. Absolutely. It's a choice. And it's a choice that requires a whole lot of energy as well. And you just mentioned doing multiple other things. And this is where I think, when I look back at everything that you just said, your journey equipped you to make this effortless. Who you choose to be on a daily basis is what makes this effortless. So what do you say to the mom that's looking up to you? Maybe she's 22 and just had her first kid, or she's 35 and is like, I'm trying to be this goddess. I'm trying to live my 24K7 life, like all of this, but it's hard. What's the inspiration, the motivation, the words that you give to that mom that's like, I want to be here, but I'm not here. What do I need, Alex?
So, I mean, that's a lot. For me, I mean, I've had people that have DM'd me, different mothers with different situations, whether it's them being a single mother, whether it's them thinking they're about to be a single mother and transition out of a relationship. I get those DMs a lot. And one of the things I always say is, it starts with you, right? It starts with your mindset. It starts with how you feel about yourself. It starts with your self-love. It starts with believing in yourself. So it's really, for me, I ask, how's your mindset? Like, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel when you think about the past, present, and future? Because we can't live in the past. I could sit here all day long and be like, Reese, fam, I had a kid with 2 different guys. Like, transparently, let's just throw it out there. Like, my girls are not from the same father. They might look just like me, but they're from the different men. And that was never, in my mind, that was never my goal. That was never, for a long time, I wasn't proud of that. Like, let's just be honest. Let's have a real conversation right now, right? Because I know there might be some mothers in the same position as me, and they don't feel confident, or they don't feel like they're worthy. But that's not the case, because God wouldn't let you carry a child if they weren't supposed to be here. And so for me, I've been through feeling like, okay, I feel I'm looking back on my past and I'm reflecting a lot, and I feel down. I feel like I failed, or I feel like, dang, this is my responsibility. I chose this, and it's created a difficult journey for me, not just business-wise, not just financially, but love, or just life in general. Like, the stereotypical world that we live in, society bashes single mothers, especially single mothers with, different fathers for their children. They drag us, right? But nobody takes the time to be like, what is that mother doing behind the scenes? Yeah, she brought 2 kids into the world, or, a kid into the world, or whatever. But who is she to the core? So that's my first question when I speak to mothers that do reach out to me, that do follow me, and that, are able to pick up on my energy from what I post or what I share, or just who I am on and off of social media. And so that's the first question. How do you feel about yourself? Because if you're not confident, if you don't feel like you're worthy, if you don't feel like, your mindset is where you want it to be, how do you expect to go to the next level? How do you expect to elevate? What are you doing for yourself to heal yourself from all of those negative thoughts? Because let's keep it real. It really does start in our mind. Right? It starts in our vision. If you feel like you're not worthy of X, Y, and Z, what makes you think you're going to get X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? If you don't think you can take yourself out of this position of, for example, poverty or whatever, how do you ever expect to get out of it? What are you doing to get out of it? So for me, it's, how's your mindset today? How are your thoughts? How do you feel about yourself? And from their response, I'm able to not necessarily coach, maybe coach, and I don't see it that way until this conversation, but like inspire them and give them a transparent answer. Like, well, this is what I did. I don't know if it'll work for you, but if you try this, come back to me and let me know how you feel about it. And there have been times where women have came back to me and like, I did this and oh my God, it works. Or, thank you so much. Like, I'm so inspired. Like, continue to put yourself out there because you have women like me that look up to you or come to your page or watch your stories because we feel like you're genuinely trying to uplift us or remind us that it's possible. So, yeah, I mean, I know I just went down a whole different lane, but that would be my thing that I would tell them. I would ask them. I wouldn't even tell them something. I would ask them questions first so I can be receptive to where they're at as far as who they are.
For sure. And that right there is why I love bringing in other people to do this form of podcasting, because your lived experience is valuable and other people are going to glean something from your lived experience that they're not going to be able to get from mine, but I want to be able to host that conversation. And so you just said something that I talk about heavy on this podcast, so it's very on brand, but I want to know how you prepare your mind. Like, what does it look like? Give me some practical tips that how you prepare your mind to do this, because again, our whole point here is to fuse research and culture, right? To help people grow the mindset. That's the number one thing. The mindset, the habits, and the skills. So I want you to speak to that single mom, to the married mom, whatever it is, because just as women in general, as humans, like, you have to be able to develop. You can't have confidence without having a mindset. You can't do anything without having the mindset. So what are the practical tips that you use in your life every day that help you have the mind to have that 24K queen mindset? Give it to us straight.
So straight up, to feel good about let's break it down first off. It's a physical, a spiritual, a mental, emotional, financial. Those are my 5 key points that I always break down on a daily basis, from in the morning, midday, and at night, right? So for me, for my physical, I work out. I dedicate and I'm disciplined. No matter how busy my schedule is, I find at least 30 to 45 minutes a day to touch on something physically, whether it's running for 30 minutes, whether it's hiring a trainer 2 times a week and 1 time virtually. I'm always keeping myself active, because if me physically and I feel good, it's going to translate to my mind. So I'm like, okay, you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, you win. That's my mentality, right? So it physically, mentally, if I always tell people this: when I underthink, I read. When I overthink, I'm writing. I'm pulling out my journal and I'm writing, right? I'm praying. When I overthink, I am praying and I'm writing. So that keeps me intact. It keeps me sane with whatever it is that's going on in my life. Financially, I make sure that I have a spreadsheet. I budget everything. I list everything out. I am disciplined. Sometimes, you kind of get off of track. Like, we're human. We like to have fun. We like to travel and buy things and go out to eat or whatever. I like to show my girls, like, it's okay. Like, you're going to have this lifestyle. Like, I want you guys to understand this is how you guys should live, So I want them to have that mindset as well. So I have my budget for finances. And then spiritually, I'm not religious, so I don't have like a set religion, but my culture, I don't think I want to really go into depth with that, but we do certain things that bring us closer to our ancestors, I will say. So not only do I believe in God and believe like, higher power, creator and all of that. But I also believe that my ancestors guide me. So I do certain things to invoke them and to appreciate them and to let them know that I trust their guidance as well as God and as well as our guardian angels or whatever. So all of those things and all of those elements go into my daily lifestyle, I would say. So that's just me being straight up, but kind of breaking each part down. Mm-hmm. So it's just whatever works for that person and their lifestyle. So whatever works for me might not work for the next person, but they might be able to take bits and pieces of what I do and try to incorporate it into their lifestyle.
Word. And I love that you broke it down like that, because that's the same. I've been trying to figure out something cool to name the alleys. I kind of call them like the alley oops, right? The alley oops to your confident energy.
Yeah.
So I have 6 though. So the 3 foundations, then you've got are the foundations of spiritually, mentally, emotionally. First 3, right? Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? So those are the first 4 pillars, like bang, right here, every single day. Then the next 2 are the next one and the one on top of that. So the next one is relationally. So if I'm not good spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, it's going to impact the energy I give into my relationships. Whether that be with my soulmate, my friends, business, it doesn't matter. So the first 4 that I make sure I take care of, boom, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, right?
Right.
Next level, relationally, then from there, financially. Because I feel like they all ebb and flow and go into it. And you can look at a person's life, I think, at those 6 areas, and I can know everything I need to know about you. Mm-hmm. So like if you even want to do like some dating, kind of like, they should create a dating app around those 6 avenues. Or at least it should be a way to vet the people you do life with. Yeah. What does your spiritual discipline look like? What's your mental discipline? What's your emotional discipline? What's your financial discipline? If you don't have no systems for these 4, you're not going to win. Because I know that if you're not taking care of you intimately on these 4 levels, our relationship will be trash. I don't even need to engage in a relationship with you because you ain't taking care of you. So there's no point, right? So now relationally, I know that I trust this person because spiritually, whatever their spirituality, connection, anchor looks like, they're taking care of their soul. If you're taking care of your soul, you ain't gonna take care of me.
If you can't be real with yourself first, you can't be real with me. Like let's be real.
It's just not gonna happen. Or your fakeness will be revealed through your inability to be real.
Come on now.
Period.
That's a word.
Right? That's like your fakeness will eventually be revealed by your inability to be real, because realness is consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
absolutely,
when something's authentic, it lasts a long time. People spend more money. Come on, 24K queen. Come on. When it's real. If it's fake, it's not gonna last. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. I'm cool. But when something's real, it lasts the test of time, right? So then financially, to me, budgeting includes the turn up. Budgeting includes travel. Budgeting includes living out, right? Living life. Budgeting includes the lifestyle, because budgeting is just me telling my money what it's doing.
That's right.
Right? It's me being able to be like, I did spend that much. I have a budget line for my lifestyle, not just for my living expenses, but like my actual lifestyle. So if somebody can't break down those 6 areas and give me exactly what they do, then I know how much life I'll be doing with you.
That's a fact. And people miss that part too. They miss that part of they make an expense sheet and a finance sheet and they only put their bills. But it's like, what about your debt? Where are you accounting for the debt that you have? Because your goal should be to be financially free, right? So not only do you put your bills and then whatever extra you have, you just blow it. No, where's your debt? And then where's the fund? And if you're negative in the fund, what are you doing to be able to replenish that part? Because that is essential for your life. You can't just be working and grinding and hustling. And people have this whole stigma about like, oh, it's just all grind. Like, I'm not playing. I don't do this. No. If I'm going to work hard, I'm going to play hard. I'm going to travel hard. I'm going to enjoy my life, because you just never know. We are all on borrowed time. So those things are key to have for me, in my definition, a successful life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have to do all of those things,
Yeah. To have a whole life. And so I remember wholesome. A whole life, right? The whole life is meant to be lived.
Yeah,
not part absolutely. Of the whole life is meant to be lived. And so a lot of cats, it's funny that you say that, like, I can't say I've been grinding all my life, because I haven't. Like, it's just not real. I didn't get it out the mud. And I haven't been grinding all my life, but I grinded for about 8 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then I realized the grind wasn't allowing me to really heal and live a whole life. Mm-hmm. So then in like 2019, I was like, okay, I'm going to do like a healthy grind. And it was okay, but it got me to where I'm at now. Now I'm like, I don't even use the word. Like, sometimes it'll come out. I don't use it because it's a lifestyle. Like,
it is.
I became an entrepreneur to be able to have time freedom.
There you go.
Right? That's the whole point. That's the whole point of entrepreneurship. Not because I can't be led by nobody else, so I can have time freedom and money freedom and live out my purpose in a specific way. And then something for you, right? We're being a single mama too, is I want to get paid so I can be more present. With my family.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the goal, right? I want to get paid so I can be more present and expand my time freedom. I want to be able to be like, nope, I'm taking X amount of days off and being able to be present. I want to be able to be off at a certain time so I can be present. That's the whole point, I think, of entrepreneurship, right? To expand your purpose in a certain way, to get paid in a profit that allows you to be time present or be present. Mm-hmm. And then obviously create that generational wealth and freedom so your kids can see, it's a whole new standard. So you've created a whole new standard in a way of living, and you're modeling it for your 2 young queens, which is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that, for sure.
Word. So I want to dive in though to a couple things. You, writer, right? Journalist, hooper, business, creative, legal, real estate. Again, at the top of the show, I talked about you being able to be expansive in your gifting. But the thing is though, like, you're across the board, and not a lot of people have like legal knowledge, business knowledge, that real estate knowledge, and then you're creative. And being creative is different from all those other aspects. So how do you balance that? I would say the logistical aspect of legal business, like that kind of deal, with also like looking and being like just the designs, you know what I'm saying? Like your necklace, the lashes, the thing behind you, your tattoos, your IG pictures, like the creative aspect of being a being. How do you, and when I say balance, I don't mean 50-50. I mean, how do you be present in all of these spaces to allow them to flourish in the way that they do in your life and business?
That is a great question. Wow. I think for me, a lot of the times how I move and how I do things is whatever feels good to my soul. So whatever feels good to me. There's days where I set aside time to be like, okay, I have alarms on my phone where it's just like, okay, today you're going to write for 30 minutes, or today you're going to put your phone on do not disturb and write or read or do something that's going to spark that creative side of you, because I noticed that you're so not burnt out, but like you're tired from your 9 to 5. You're tired from sports with the kids, or you're tired from just like life in general. We get tired. We're humans. We're not robots. So I have to set reminders. But how I balance those things is just initially what I said. Like, I don't force anything. I don't force anything with life and all of the aspects that come with it. Everything with me has to be organic. It has to be how I feel in that moment for me to be like, okay, I'm feeling creative today. And I'll be at work and I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel like, I don't know, writing, or I feel like last month I did a giveaway. Like I constructed this whole giveaway for my brand because I'm like, I just want to be more engaged because I feel like I haven't been so consistent with my brand and giving back to, you know, all of my consumers and like, you know, everybody who supports that brand. Like I've been sleeping on it. I haven't been creative in that light. So how can I give back? How can I inspire myself, inspire others, and be creative all in the same time? So my mind is always going. Like there's not a day, a second that my mind is not thinking about how to be better, how to be creative, how to be more secure for myself, how to prepare myself for the future. Like that is a constant thing that just goes on in my mind. So yeah, that's for me. It has to feel good. It has to feel good. It has to be authentic. It has to be organic. It cannot be forced at all. So my creative side comes from, you know, just me. How do I feel? So it's all a feeling. It's not ever forced at all. No.
And I love that because there's something I want to bring up too, is like, you're very rooted.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And not just like, not just like, I think rooted in all aspects, especially in your, you mentioned this a minute ago, like your ancestors and your heritage. And, you know, even you were talking about, you know, wanting to go to Egypt and obviously your tats and like all the things about you, I think there's power in knowing where we come from. There's power in knowing who empowers us. And there's power in doing the work and having a relationship with history. I don't want to live in the past, but I have to have a healthy relationship with history and my history in order for me to know how am I showing up, because it influences us. And so I want you to highlight real quick, just like what that journey has been like for you as, I'm just going to go blanket a human and a woman. And I want you to talk about like your ancestry in a way, right? Your Egyptian, I mean, your tat is obviously showing and flowing here. Like, what is that like for you? And just that piece, like, how are you influenced by your history to be as rooted as you are, and your ethnicity and all of that piece? Cause it's glowing. And I want people to know that it hasn't been an accident. You've been intentional about being able to make sure that this shines through. So I just want you to highlight that real quick.
So just highlighting like my background, we could start there. I am part Caribbean. So my family is from St. Croix and we're Puerto Rican. So Puerto Rican from St. Croix. And then my father's side, Egyptian, his father was from Lebanon. So kind of putting the two together. So with my Caribbean side, we're big on like our ancestors. We're big on, lighting our candles and, just having our altars and making sure that they're taken care of and knowing that, hey, we know that you are also here for us. You are also guiding us. It goes further than what Western, and it's so touchy because religion and things like that, it's hard to talk about it because not everybody is receptive to how other people do things. So I'm very low key and very private when it comes time to speaking about like how I invoke my ancestors and how I pray to not only God but also to them, and how I have my offerings for them as well, because I do feel like they also have a hand over me and my girls. They also guide me and my girls, like, and I just actually really took it more serious over the last year. So in 2022 is when I took it serious. Like I've always knew about it. My family always talked about it. But for me, because I was never religious, I was just like, I believe in God. I believe that if you do good, you get good, and you do people right, whatever you put out, you get back. Like, that was my attitude. But certain situations in my life and experiences that have happened to me, taking it more serious and really listening to what I had to do, as far as protecting myself and covering myself in all aspects. So, yeah, like that's definitely a topic where I kind of get thrown off because it's so sacred to me and it's so private to me. But yeah, I definitely would say, like, as far as my tattoo, I took a long time to like do this, right? And every like piece of my tattoo has some form of meaning to it. Like, not only does it break down like eternal life and power and determination and like, femininity, beauty, and like I had just got this back piece done. Shout out Ink by D. Like, that's my dog. Like, he is amazing. So if you're ever in Atlanta, Ink by D, he'll get you right. But he just ended up putting a piece on me in the back, and it's like a goddess of like war and healing and things like that. And it's just how I live my life, like being determined and knowing that every time that I wake up every day and I walk into a room, like my presence is powerful, and I want that to be my aura wherever I go, whoever I deal with. I don't care if I walk into the grocery store. You're going to know I'm a powerful human being, and you're going to know that these little girls are also a powerful human being. And that's how I want our light to shine wherever we are. And so I feel like this past year I was able to, showcase that in different forms. So yeah.
I love it because our energy precedes us.
Yeah.
And that's where I really just wanted to get to is you're so, when I say rooted, I mean like rooted and anchored, which enables you to be authentic, and a lot of folks are trying to be authentic and they start from the surface, but you can't be authentic starting from like the surface. You got to be authentic starting from the root, and then it, blossoms and goes up from there. And so that's why I really want to be like, you're more than, I'm sure you get judged for many things, all the time. And that's why, it's important for me to allow people to share their own truth and share their story, because the misconceptions everywhere are people are going to think what they want to think. Perceptions are going to be whatever they want them to be. But you being able to say, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is how I show up, this is my mission, my motto, my motive, period, And so that's where I want to put, that's why I wanted you to just explore that. So cats be like, oh, okay, boom. Like, you can hear me. You cannot be authentic if you start from the surface. The only way you can grow in your authenticity is if you get to the root and you get anchored in that, and then you blossom from the root up. So as we pivot, oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you was going to say. You think what?
No, I was going to say like, and I think a lot of people miss that part because, sad to say, our generation is so surface level. Our generation is so, visual. Nobody really takes the time. They see, this is just an example. They see a single mother and they think, oh, she's just crazy, or, whatever, like they didn't work out because of her, or what's another stigma? Just like, you shouldn't have had kids with someone you weren't married to. But it's like, you guys don't think, like, there's so many divorced women with kids that have been through domestic violence or being cheated on multiple times. Like, it's so much more life behind all of this judgment that the world brings. And so it's nice to be here with you speaking about, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, so I'm going to say real shit, but but like, real life experiences to where you don't know what happened. You don't know what that single mother went through, or what that single woman went through, or what she's going through, or whatever, or a single man or single father. Like, let's talk about the men too, because it's not just the women. The men get judged too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just nice to hear you say, like, a lot of the time people are trying to build from surface level, but you're not going to be fulfilled if it's always starting from the surface. No, go deeper. Why not?
So my whole mission is to help humans human better. Like that's it.
I love that.
Right? Like, sure, I could say there's a whole bunch of other titles and I this and I that, but at the root of what I do and why I do is to help humans human better. Like, I don't want to be the person like anymore. I'm not saying, oh, I'm human, or oh, sorry, I'm not perfect. I'm not apologizing for being what should already be understood.
Thank you.
You should be able to look at me and be like, oh, that's a human, because I'm not a dog, I'm not a bird, I'm not an animal, I'm not a robot, right? Like, it should already be understood. And I think because we don't have that blanket understanding for ourselves, because we don't have it. So that's the thing, is I'm no longer about to apologize to you and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a human. Like, what? Like, why is it even a sentence that we say? You know what I'm saying? But we've grown so accustomed for apologizing for being something just that we blanketly all are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for being imperfect. It's going to happen because I'm human. So I'm not apologizing to you for being imperfect. I'm not apologizing to you for being human. And I think because we have those two like surfacey things that we say all the time, it then makes people go to like, now we decrease the amount of grace we give out. And because it decreases the amount of grace we give ourselves. And when there's less grace, there's more judgment. So now you got me playing on your teeter-totter of grace and judgment and trying to apologize for being a human who's already imperfect. So I'd rather apologize to you for the specific thing that I failed on, messed up on, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But error's going to happen, and I'm not apologizing for that.
I love that.
It's just, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, that's a word.
So there's that.
Yeah, there's that. And I'm so happy that I heard you say that, because lately I've been finding myself saying, like, I'm human, right? I think I've said that multiple times in, this recording, like, I'm human. We're not robots. But that just completely changes my perspective. Like, I'm not apologizing for having kids. I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to beat myself up. And I don't want any other mother in this world to beat themselves up. Like, you took on that responsibility. We could have easily been like, no, I'm not going to be a mother. It was back then, it's as simple as scheduling an appointment. Like, let's just keep it real. You took on that responsibility because that's your purpose. That's your journey. You're supposed to, that's what you're supposed to do. So what are you going to do? Complain about it? Have pity about it? No. Care about what the next person says about you because you decided to be a mother? No. I love being a mother. It's no better feeling. Like, it's pure innocence. It's pure love, like unconditional love. Until you become a mother, I don't feel like, or, I won't even say until you become a mother, but like, that is unconditional love. Like, I never thought I would be able to feel that until now. So it's a blessing. Like, yeah, I'm not even about to get emotional.
I want you to get emotional because that's a part of being human. And I know, I hear what you're about to say, like, until you become a mother, but I always like, there's other facets, right? Like, some women don't have the ability. Some women can't give birth. Some, like, all those different things, right? So I get where you're going with that.
That's why I stopped myself. Like, okay, hold on.
Absolutely. But there's also like, the human experience is not monolithic, period. Right? Like, that's the way, like, for Black folks, like, the Black experience, not monolithic. The human experience is not. It's not the same. And the fact that we try to fit everything into a box according to our comprehension. I want to expand my comprehension. So my ability to be comfortable lies on my ability to expand my comprehension. And I can only expand my comprehension by being in conversation and doing life with other people. But that still also has a limit to it, because I believe in God that's doing things that are beyond my comprehension. And so there's certain things that I don't even want to try to comprehend, because that leaves that awe and wonder. But when it comes to being a human, and the human experience. The whole point of when I say I want to help humans human better, it means like it's everybody's story. You can sit, and the reason why I do podcasts with other folks or just love talking to people is because you're like, yo, you went through some life. And too often we love showing and not even just social media showing the finished product or the perfect piece or whatever it is. It's like, we need to know that like, I'm not the only one going through it. We need to know, like, how do you do what you do? Because I'm trying to, and I'm confused. I love social media because it allows us to be motivated, empowered, and inspired by people that we would have never had the opportunity to before. Prior to social media, this isn't really possible. I'm not able to be inspired by cats in other places that I never would have met. Like, prior to this ability, we don't have the opportunity to like learn at a faster pace and realize that you're not alone, which allows you to build communities, which is what people do. Like you talked about, your consumers are part of your community. That's why you want to increase your engagement. But the other point of that is to be like, you're not the only one. And that's, as a human, I need to know I'm not the only one. My story may look a little different. My process is different, but I can learn something from you, pick up some game. And that's how I human my way better.
That's right.
Right. But I'm not about to apologize for being born and being a human.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's your fault if you don't accept your humanness and you don't accept and give yourself grace and forgiveness and no judgment and shame and all of those things. So that's really, I think, right at the root of it. When I think about, you being a goddess and 24K queen, like that level of authenticity is not reached without trial, without multiple errors, without failure, without learning, without embracing the process and all the emotions that come along with it. Like, to be a human is to have emotions and to embrace them, right? Like that's it. So you've got some stuff coming up. Like you said, you got your writing that's about to pop off in July. The hope is by July. I'm gonna hold you accountable to that. You've got some things you're working on. You've got a possible show. Like, let's real quick as we about to close, tell us the business side. How can people support you? What does that look like? What are you doing? You got your lashes popping. I'm not gonna get some. I might get some for my soulmate, but I ain't gonna wear them. You got the necklaces. Like, what can we do? How can we support you? What's going on?
So you can follow the 24K Queen. That's my business page, or my personal page as well, Alex Ali Karma. Like I don't know what else to say to that. Like, just follow me.
No. Tell us more. 24K Queen. I mean, you got lashes, necklace. Those are two different, kind of products. So, like, talk to us about it.
Yeah. So I have my online boutique. So if you're out of state, internationally, whatever, I have my Ankh necklaces. I have my Ankh earrings, the Eye of Horus necklaces. I'm collaborating with another brand to bring in like men's, jewelry and, I cater more to like the Egyptian jewelry and like the, like that whole entire category of whatever. But if you're in Atlanta, you can book. I have also like beauty services. I do eyelash extensions. I'm possibly looking at bringing someone onto my team to do like microblading, just different beauty services, facials, things like that, things that I don't do. So yeah, that's with the 24K Queen as of right now. And then as far as you mentioned the show, so I do have one of my good friends, she is a producer. Well, she works with production and marketing and, things like that. And she reached out and she wants, in this 2023, she wants me and my girls to showcase like who we are and how we go, like the behind the scenes and like just our bond and how I speak with them, how they speak with me, their mindset, my mindset, and kind of just put it out into the world. I've been skeptical about it for the past 2 years, but I think she's convinced me to actually go forward with it for this year, just because I see them getting older and I see like they're also very much so what's the word? Inspiring for sure, but I just see them influencing other kids or, there's so much love and light and just life in them to where I just want to showcase them to the world, but then I'm scared too at the same time. So we're working on that too, the production of, you know, a YouTube channel, a show. I'm not sure what avenue we want to go through yet. I still kind of working out the kinks behind like the business side of it. And then, yeah, my writing piece. I don't know if I want to do like something more personal. I've been writing personal, but I've been also writing like more of a creative piece as well. So I haven't decided which avenue I want to go down with that. So yeah. And also investing. Like I'm I'm redoing my real estate course and want to be taking my real estate exam in March. So I want to be able to kind of cut out the middleman and build my portfolio in a completely different way versus just being a homeowner or, you know, a host or an investor. Like I want to really dive deep into it in these next coming years. So yeah.
Word. I'm gonna have to have you back on, so that way we could talk about, because this was life, right? Like, and I wanted to showcase all of you, but I felt like you really were bringing some energy that a lot of cats just, you know, we need, right? Like we need you, we need women like you, we need people like you, right, to really speak into the realness, right, of what it's like to be a mom, a single mom, who's living out her dreams and allowing her daughters to do the same thing and empowering other people. And so we need you. We need the show. The show is necessary. The show's necessary because we need you to be the model. And a lot of us didn't have a model, and a lot of cats will hang their hat on, well, didn't nobody teach me. It's not an excuse anymore. There's platforms that are free that allow us to be the model. So we need you to be the model. Right? Like that's the motto, is be the model. We need you to do it because, like you said, your daughters are light and they're going to inspire somebody. You doing you in your way, your authentic way, is going to inspire another mom to be like, okay, boom, Alex did it this way. Okay, let me figure out my way to do it. And then whatever's supposed to happen with it will happen. You know what I'm saying? But the people who are supposed to be blessed by your show will be. But we need you to be the model because there's a lot of young cats out there, a lot of young women and men, right, who are in similar shoes and don't have any role models.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody to look up to and be like, you know, so we need the show.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
We need the show. So, okay, I have 3 questions that I always end off with. I call these centering the hum. Okay. So they're rapid fire questions. You didn't hear these beforehand.
Oh gosh.
But what does practicing humility look like for you?
What does what? Practicing humility?
Practicing look like for you?
Practicing humility. What does it look like for me? Practicing humility. I mean, owning up to who you are. Like straight up. I don't know how else to break that down, but just who are, like, that's who you are, owning up to who you are. You know,
love it. I love it. I love it. That works. So here's the next one. What's one of your most humiliating moments? Whatever you want to share.
Humiliating moments?
Yeah. Like maybe somebody crossed you, you got dunked on. Anything.
Like what's one of your most,
just life. Like what's one of your something that you're comfortable with sharing? Like, man, like that was humiliating. What's one of your most humiliating moments?
Dang. It's so tough to think about that because I just kind of push it out my mind. I don't really hold on to it or think about it. Okay. Dang, I don't even know. Because I like the things that are coming to my mind are like things that I probably would not share. Like maybe not on this podcast. Maybe if we dived into like a different realm. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. We'll leave that there, and I need you to think about it and text me later.
Yeah.
So the next piece is, how do you strive to serve humanity?
How do I strive to serve humanity? You know what? You should have gave me these questions prior to.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point, is for them to be just like rapid fire. Like, what comes to your mind?
How do I strive to serve humanity? right? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I strive to be me. I strive to be authentic. We've touched on that. I strive to be genuine and present, not just for the people that are in my life, but to whoever that sees me on the platform or in, real life or whatever. I'm very much so open, and I'm very much so, I guess, I think I give off like this, hey, I'm like a nurturer, right? Like a helper, a healer. Like that's my energy. So I make sure that I check myself at the front door of wherever I go to when I'm dealing with people or, just like different personalities. Like I'm here, even if I guess because my cup is always half full. I don't look at it as half empty. So I'm always able to give myself. And I think that's how I strive to serve humanity, is I'm always available. Even when I'm going through something, I always find it in me to give and give. And then when I feel depleted, I pour into myself, and I get ready for the next day to continue to pour into others. And I think that's how I strive for, to serve humanity. Absolutely.
I love it. I'll give you some quick background. Like, centering the hum is, humility is often however people describe it, but I like to describe humility as knowing thyself, right? All of my strengths, gifts, talents, all that, but also the weaknesses and ability to grow, right? And that real authenticity starts with humility. Humiliation is something I think that unites us as people, right? Like everybody's been humiliated. Everybody has to go through some type of humiliation. And oftentimes our humiliation is what prevents us, or wanting to be, like prevents us from being humble sometimes, or embracing the humility of vulnerability. So like, that's where that like, man, it's really humiliating to work hard. It's really humiliating to strive for a goal, because what if I don't meet it? Like that's humiliating, right? Like, let's say I work really hard and I launch a book, or I work really hard and I record a video and only 2 people watch it. That's humiliating. It's embarrassing, but it's something we all have to go through. I think it can be for some people. Yeah, to work really hard and only 1 person might watch a video, or 10 people subscribe to something, or to put yourself out there, I think, and to say you have a dream, people will call you crazy, right? To go after it could be humiliating because people don't see your vision. And so that's a part of that, like humiliation is like, are you willing to embrace the humiliating aspects of life in order for you to get to what the vision that's been put on your heart, right? So that's what the humiliation, and then humanity, that's what it's about, right? Community and humanity. So I thank you for going through and centering the hum with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up just as beautiful as ever, as you always are.
Thank you.
Your truest, authentic self. We could go on forever and ever, and I definitely would have to have you back, so that way you could talk about the show that pops off, obviously events in July. You've got your writing. We're gonna be on the lookout for that. Please, let us know what you've got going on with the 24K Queen. If there's anything you want me to shout out in the future, let me know so I can continue to support you and your growth, and also the growth of just your family in general as you get this real estate popping. All the above. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being love and light. And any last words you got for the people?
No, just continue to be love and light. Love people. Love is love. Like, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. Like, this was super dope. We got to do it again.
Yes, we definitely will. So Alex, 24K Queen, we are out. This is Practice the Podcast. I know you guys got a lot out of it. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, obviously, to the podcast, but follow Alex, because clearly she got a whole lot jumping off, and she needs that good energy. So don't come with no bad vibes. Good energy only. We appreciate y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.